that aside, because I didn't want this to be way too long, so really quickly, I think we should just touch on the opening ceremony for the Olympics because
Oh, what
what
happened
the
with that?
actual fuck?
Oh, what happened with that?
You
Talk to me.
didn't see it?
I saw like little things, but not enough to like have information. So I'm gonna let you take the floor. I've
Well,
spoken enough.
I mean, I didn't watch the like opening ceremony. I don't watch the Olympics like that.
Hmm.
But Snoop Dogg took care of the torch.
Oh,
So
Snoop took the torch.
yeah,
He's just doing side missions now.
I know that's so funny because he was on tour during Kendrick's Juneteenth thing, right? So I was like, wait, Snoop Dogg really be out here working? That's funny. Anyway,
He just be doing the most random
no,
shit.
I know, right? So the controversy actually is that the opening ceremony was a bunch of like drag queens like mocking and reenacting like the Last Supper, and then just doing these like hypersexual like dance routines, and then like um super demonic like plays and things like that. And it was like wild. And the crazy part is, I mean, it was crazy to begin with, but
Yeah.
obviously a lot of people like were posting and talking about it, and they were like, "What a disgrace! Like, what were they thinking? This is horrible, bad taste. This looks like whatever, right?" And then I also saw the other side, like the community of gays were literally all like, or most of them were like, please do not have this represent me. Like, I would never think to do that. This is like some other sort of LGBTQ plus XYZ, ABC, whatever,
Hmm.
where all they want is like attention and controversy and chaos, and they want to throw their whatever in your face. And these people, in a sense, were, and I don't want to speak for them, but you can look it up. They're like, I am gay and I am proud, but I am not like that, and I do not condone that behavior. So please do not put me in the same category. Like, it was crazy.
Oh wow, I didn't know about this.
Yeah. So there was like a literally like 13 whatever drag queens like posing as if they were in the Last Supper, mocking Christianity, of course. And it was really weird because that are talking about it, they're like, there are 2.6 billion Christians in the world, and you're over here talking about inclusivity, and you're basically at the opening ceremony like everyone's welcome except for you Christians. Like,
Yeah, that's crazy.
what is wrong with you? And
Also, why do they need to like advertise it on that platform? Like, like less than 10% of the population is either trans or homosexual.
less than 10 on the
Yeah.
whole globe.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's still kind of a
So
big number, but yeah, that's
yeah. But I'm just saying, like 90, the other 90% of us are not. So it's like, give for me. And look, I had no problem with gay people or trans, whatever. But if you're going to push an agenda to make it seem to the rest of the world like this is the norm and that the majority of this, when it's not actually true,
not
then
even
stop.
close, right?
Exactly. Like, I understand you want representation, and that's fine. I'm all for that. But don't try to shove it down people's throat. We're like, nah, you have to take it. Like, we're gonna invade your sports and your traditions and your religious beliefs and
And the minds of your children.
yeah, and we're gonna manipulate it like we're just talking about what the multiverse. Well, in this universe, Jesus is gay, and it's like, no, like stop.
Yeah. So this is not my like I'm not the first person to say this, that's what I was trying to say.
Oh,
But it does seem that like out of all the religions and the beliefs and whatever you think, whatever you worship in this world,
mm-hmm.
Jesus and Christians are the most ridiculed, the most mocked. They're like the only ones that are constantly being berated. And I thought about this because, like I said, they weren't my words, but it made sense. So I thought about it, and I'm like, this might very well be one of two reasons. And like, one being that it's being mocked so much because it's almost undeniably so like true that that the devil just keeps attacking it, right? Because it wouldn't attack something that it doesn't have to prove that's not there, because he's like, I don't give a shit about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever it is. No
Yeah,
offense. I'm just saying, like, uh let's just say, for argument's sake, and I'm not bashing anyone, but like astrology, you don't see the devil or like a bunch of people mocking astrologists and mocking blah blah because it's the stars, whatever. They're always 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 reprimanding Jesus, right?
yeah.
Now the other take might be because isn't the second largest like belief in the world like Muslim, right?
I think so. Let me
Right.
look
So
into
they're
this.
not mocking Muslims, right? Because in their culture and in their Quran, it's completely okay for them to murder somebody that doesn't believe the same thing as them. So they're scared to be murdered by these people, so they won't mock them because they don't actually want to die. They want to stay here and mock someone. So they're mocking Christians because Christians are supposed to be peaceful. We're supposed to be forgiving. We're supposed to, turn the other cheek or teach you or try to teach you something, right? So they're
Yeah.
attacking in what their minds is the weaker religion when really, in my opinion, obviously, it's not weaker at all to forgive and do that. It's actually very difficult. But the point is, they're not going to be murdered and then the murderer is going to get praise for it. The Christian will not murder you. Otherwise, the Christian will then be crucified, for lack of better terms, for even doing that. So even if you do die at their hand, their life is over at the same time.
Yeah.
So it could be both, actually, a combination of both, but it's actually wild.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. And
And it's
just
crazy that it's an uproar. I'm sorry to cut you off. An
that's all right.
uproar in the gay community and obviously the Christian community. And even the regular, like, people that don't identify necessarily as either, right? Like, they were like, this was blasphemous. This was, like, really fucked up.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, really quickly, the second largest religion in the world is Islam.
And
And
what's the difference between that and Muslim?
that I don't know.
Okay.
Let me see. I'm just looking at it. Yeah, the as far as like the percentage wise, like the religions, it's Christianity, Islam, then secular, then Hinduism, Buddhism,
So,
spiritualism. Yeah.
so then I mean, forgive my ignorance, listeners, but, like, Islam and Muslim is the same thing. Yes?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
I think so. I think that is the same. But
So
here's
that's what I'm saying.
yeah, but so here's my question to you though, because peeling back, because we could talk about you know how religious people, like especially Christians, are ridiculed for walking the path of Christianity, and Jesus told us that from the beginning. But what I really want to ask is, okay, so we saw the Olympic Games and we saw this, I guess, show that they put on with the trans and the gay community. But obviously there were rehearsals to this. Like they didn't just show up on stage and just do this. So my question is like who's behind the scenes? Like whose idea was this to put this on TV and especially in front of the Olympics?
That's a good question. Yeah, who was the board of directors on the I guess the event?
Yeah. Like cuz obviously somebody had to approve that, right? Like they didn't just like I said show
Not
up
just
on
one
stage
person
and start
either. That
doing
would have
it.
had to go up a chain. That there's probably several people involved for sure. There's no way this one person was like, "Yep," and then everyone's like, "Wait, no, like this is a group of people." That's why you're not going to see probably someone like, oh, "I can't believe we let this random nobody from I don't know, Tallahassee do this show. She's fired." You know what I mean? Like nothing like that happened because it was a group project.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure there were, based on what you're telling me, there were rehearsals, dress rehearsals. People had to dress up. There was costumes, so
Exactly. Yeah,
choreography.
wardrobe
So
changes. Yeah,
yeah,
rehearsals like you said. That's a good point. Like what?
yeah,
Who and even while during rehearsals, like you really were like, this is great, this is gonna go over well, like.
exactly.
And
Like you
did you
guys were looking
hear,
at this, like, this is it right here.
right, like, are you good, like,
Yo, you said that from the back of your throat. Pause.
wait, so did you hear what happened in Paris the next day, because the Olympics are in Paris, obviously.
Yeah, I heard about that. What happened in Paris?
So, rolling blackout in the city of Paris, and the only building that was lit in the entire city was a place called, I don't speak French, Sacré Coeur.
Whoa, that was way better than I ever would have done.
I
Congratulations.
literally pulled that out my fucking and that's a church. And
Wow.
it's actually a special church that was built to, it was built, and I don't like know the entire story because I've never heard of this church before. I'm getting this because this happened. Um
Yeah.
a church that was built to honor God during a time period where it wasn't it was taboo to like praise or worship Jesus or God in that sense.
Yeah.
So this was like some, I guess, some Catholic church that was built during not so great Christian times. Like not like it was like Dark Ages or whatever. Just saying, like it wasn't like widely practiced.
Yeah,
Um, anyway, that's what I heard. And so this church was the only thing that was lit in the entire city. And like, can you even imagine? I mean, which is
that's crazy.
kind of dope. Like, the city's dark. Like, you don't have a single light except for your cell phone, right? And until that dies, good luck. And you see, like, on the hill in the distance, just like the church, like illuminated.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
Crazy, like goosebumps. And you know what's even wilder?
Like, don't play with God.
Exactly, like Olympics or not, doesn't matter. There was a what's that thing called in Brazil?
The statue
Carnival?
with Jesus.
No, no, no. They had like a carnival or something like that. Or
Oh,
I think it's literally called carnival. Forgive me.
okay. You're forgiven.
So at this carnival or whatever they call it, they were also mocking Jesus. They had like this crazy. It was a parade, and it was like this sort of float, I guess. And there was a symbolic like devil literally dragging the body of Jesus on the ground through the streets.
Yeah, what is up with this world?
Bro, listen. The next day, Brazil, that whole street that happened on flooded. Like I'm talking, picked up cars and threw them to the next town.
Oh, dope.
Bro, like, do not play with God. God is king. Like, that's so crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's literally like, how is this still okay? And I didn't even know that fact that you said about less than 10% of the entire global population, but like, what are y'all doing? And how is it so crazy that you can do whatever you want? You can be gay, you can be trans, you can jerk off to whatever you want. I don't care. But like, why do I need to suddenly, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Be subjected to it.
no, 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 not even that. I mean, that too. But why do I need to be, as a female, I have to be a lesbian now? Otherwise, I'm prejudiced and hateful against you. Why can't I
I see
just
what
keep
you're
my
saying.
shit and be straight and you're like offended that I'm straight, or like it's not okay, or like, you have to sue me, or like do a protest because I am not gay? Like, I don't care if you are, but like, why do I have to be, or else you feel oppressed and offended? And like, what is this? And like I said, even with the Olympic thing, like most of the gay people were like, I'm appalled by this, please don't associate me. But like, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure it's not, I'm not talking to those like gays, sorry for lack of a better word, but like, why is it? You know what I'm saying? Why is it that it threatens you that I'm just like minding my own business or heterosexual or doing whatever? You know?
Yeah, I think that has a lot to do with just like the human condition, because there's a lot of that mindset of like, if you're not with us, you're against us, and it's like that's not really the case. Like, if I'm not with you, doesn't mean I'm against you. I'm just for myself, and I just want my own space. But you see this a lot in politics too, with like Democrats and
Everywhere.
Republicans.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're on the opposite side, even like with the gender war that's going on, and we could talk about that another day. So I'm not gonna go into all these tangents, but I really think it has something to do with the human condition and a part of like belonging.
It's sad, right?
But I also think maybe it's a thing of revenge, right? Because maybe these people felt ostracized for so long and ridiculed and outcasted. So now that when they're in a position of power, they end up doing the very same thing. I was talking to a friend about this the other day, and that's what I noticed. And Alexa, you brought up something pretty prolific, just in your random
Oh, me?
spouts.
Ooh.
Yeah, where when you and I were talking about like feminism, right? And you're like, feminism used to be about equality, but now it's about superiority.
Which
And
is wrong. Yeah.
yeah, but taking feminism out of it, that's just making my point. Like, I think it stems deeper into like a human condition, because you even see it with racism as well. And it's like, why is it the people who were oppressed, instead of like learning from their oppression to not do that to others, when they find themselves in a position of power, they fall into very same like mistakes that their suppressors did. They then become suppressors themselves. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, like
It's kind of like the
little,
hazing in like fraternities and sororities, right? It's like, well, I
yeah,
had it done to me, so I want to do it to you. But it's like, the irony behind it, and I didn't mean to cut you off. I want you to finish
that's
your
all
point.
right.
But the
Sure,
irony
thanks.
behind it is like, if we all tried to act more like Jesus and walk with Jesus, we wouldn't need this. This wouldn't happen. We wouldn't be suffering as much as we are. Like, that's the facts.
No, it's true. Like, I remember, like, I had really tiny story where I was working at a warehouse, and I never really ate lunch with the guys because I was like, I didn't really want to mingle. I just kind of will go in my own car and do my own thing. I like to be
Loser. No, I'm
alone.
kidding.
Yeah, that's right. Outcast. Anyways, I remember they ordered lunch, and when I was walking back, I had the walkie on. They ordered Chinese food, and one of the black guys who was there, I'm not gonna say his name because I don't want to put people's business out there like that. But when he went to go retrieve the food from the Asian guy who was giving, who ordered Chinese food from, the black guy started like making like ching chong like kind of noises, like making fun of the guy when he went up to him, and I noticed that.
That's crazy
So
because he
yeah,
ordered his food. Like
exactly.
that's crazy.
And it pissed me off. And I went right up to him, to the Asian guy, and I said, I apologize. I was like, for his rudeness. I was like, and how he's representing his people. I was like, I hope you apologize. You don't deserve that. Then I went up to the black guy, and I said to him, I said, hey, can I talk to you really quickly? And they said, yo, what's up? And I said straight out, and I said, what the fuck is wrong with you? And he's like, what? And I was like, you realize what you just did was super racist, right? He's like, oh, no, we were just making a joke and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, right. I was like, and if he would have came up to you like, yo, what's up, my nigga, my homie, that would have been racist to you, though, right? That would have been wrong.
Insert applause soundbite.
And like, he literally had to take a step back and then didn't realize. And I was like, please understand, like, just because you have faced trials and tribulations and have overcome them but don't have to deal with them doesn't give you the right to then put other people through that. I was like, you can't do that. I was like, you can't be a hypocrite to the very thing you claim to be a victim of.
Yeah.
And I walked away. I don't know if he took it, but that's kind of my point of what I'm saying is that when people find themselves in a position, instead of taking the high road, maybe it's ego and pride would decide to like, no, I went through it, so I want you to feel a little bit of what I went through because that's the only way I'm going to feel satisfied. And I don't know what's up with that, why that human condition is there.
Because they're not seeking God.
Well, I mean, that's the right answer, but for the people who are lost, I'm just like, why? Just why?
Yeah. Well, crazy stuff. Some crazy shit. 2024 did not disappoint. I mean, ever since COVID, shit has been wild. So
didn't disappoint.
Here we are again with like the what the fuck and like what a time to be alive. That's
no. That's you speaking those facts.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you right now. Because I remember when the year started, Cat Williams said this was going to be the year of truth, and so much truth has come out. Just in this year alone with like the Diddy stuff.
I hope so. I mean, the truth hurts, but bring it.
Yeah, and to me, I'm just like, damn, I never heard so much truth like said.
It's refreshing, especially Eminem's CD. But
wow.
Full circle, wow, that wasn't even intentional, bro. I swear, that was not planned. That was crazy.
Insert pat on the back sound effects.
So, guys, thanks so much for clicking that play button. Tell us what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube, Behind the Struggle, and of course, my TikTok at Asexia. And I was gonna say on YouTube, and I was like, wait, I already did. Instagram at Lexia_Lou.
Yeah, and be nice in her comment section, y'all, because some of y'all just have no lives.
Do whatever you want, my comment section. Because it's funny that if you think that I care about your opinion. So, let's go.
Whoa, that was a contradiction right there. Follow me and, comment, but I don't give a fuck what you think. But let me know what you think.
I didn't ask you to comment. I asked you to follow, but go ahead.
All right, that aside, y'all, I'm not going to try to do that anymore. But, yeah, you guys can follow me and all my stuff at thisisceo.com. If you want to chat with me, you could find me on IG at TheRealCEO, or you can go through Alexia to get a hold of me, because that's how it should be.
As you should.
Some of y'all don't be doing that, and that's cool. I mean,
anyways,
I'll reply if I have the time, but I'll let you know I'm pretty busy, so not saying she's not, but, that's...
I was about to be like, I'm not.
She's the buffer. All right, that aside, we've kept y'all long enough. If you made it to the end, we love you.
Thank you.
We appreciate you. And we'll catch you guys on the next one.
No, I think we're interesting. Yeah. No, that's
Agreed.
good. Okay. Bye.